you, you didn't have an inordinate number of turnovers, but each one seemed to lead to points, be killers. What'd you think of your turnovers, them, you, combination, and what was your defense causing you problems with?
Yeah, the first half especially, right? Our turnovers, a big key to playing West Virginia, as well as a lot of teams in the Big 12, is you got to value the ball. You got to be able to take care of the ball. You got to be able to make simple plays. And I just thought we had a lot of self-inflicted turnovers, and some they caused, right? And they do a great job. I mean, when they get turnovers, they're out running and they make you pay. And so you can't allow your offense to be their best offense. And I thought we did a way better job of that in the second half until the last 4 minutes, right? Where I think we had 2 turnovers, and I think we had 3 in the last 5 minutes or something like that. You just can't afford empty possessions, in particular on the road. You got to be able to eliminate losing, to win. So they're really good defensively. All the metrics or the numbers show that. They're one of the top 2-3 teams in the Big 12 with the numbers, and they're relentless, and especially you get in front of a sold-out arena like this, there's a lot of energy, and players really can feed off of that. And so credit to them for making those plays.
Continue questions for the player before we go on with Coach.
Keanu, what was the difference the middle of the first half when you guys tied it up versus the last handful of minutes where they had a nice run?
I think it really just came down to I think we ran out of time. I don't think it was really anything we did bad on our end. Like, yeah, we got to take care of the ball a little bit more at the end. But I think, it's just one of those things where you just run out of time at the end of the game.
Yeah, I know you guys obviously haven't played everyone in the Big 12, and this is the school's first year in the Big 12. With that said, it's probably going to end up with like a big jumbled mess. So teams kind of like, right there, maybe a game above 500, and you guys are right. What's the difference between? Is there a difference? If you talk about 4, 5, 6 teams, is there a difference in them?
I don't think there's really a difference when you're looking outside looking in, but when you're actually in the game, I think the things that really separate is rebounding and turnovers. Like, that's something we talk about big, not even just in our games, just like whenever we do scouts for other teams. Like, you kind of tell normally whoever wins rebound and turnover battle ends up winning the game itself.
Any other questions for Keanu?
Keanu, did Coach Eilert tell you anything about what this place is like?
Not me personally, but you could just tell. He had, I feel like every time we went out, like around the town, someone was always coming up to him before the game, walking through the tunnel, someone was stopping every 5 seconds. So you didn't really have to say much, but you could just kind of tell, like, someone's been here for, 17 seasons, so it means something personal to him.
Coach, you obviously went into the game trying to take the ball out of Small's hands. You did. He got 5 shots off, yet he still was probably, one of the differences in the game. How tough does that make it?
He's a really good player. He's a dynamic guard. They run a lot of things through him. And, he can play the point, and obviously he's primarily playing the point, but they can play him off the ball some. So, we just felt like he's so dynamic. And we threw a lot of different things at him. And a lot of different things and a lot of different matchups. And you just, a scorer like that or a player like that, unless something's going really, really well, they typically adjust in a great way. And so I think you got to try to keep those guys off balance. And you're right. We held him to 5 shot attempts. But credit to him. I think he's really evolving. He's always been good, but he's evolving where he just makes the right play almost all the time. And then he gets to the line 9 times tonight. Now, I don't know how many of that was late when we were trying, so he has 5 shots and 14 points. It's elite efficiency. And what happened tonight at the end of the day, you got to give them a lot of credit. Like, we're trying to take the ball out of his hands. And, obviously Yusefi, number one, Yusefu, I don't know how to say, but he's been starting to figure things out, right? He's kind of can get, but he played a really good game tonight. But I thought the big one was Hansberry. He makes 3 threes tonight. When the last 5 games, Powell, Small. If you take away Powell, Small, and Yusefu, I believe the team was 2 for 18 from the 3. So you got to give them some credit. You're trying to take the ball, but other guys made plays, and at the end of the day, that was the difference.
Any other questions?
Coach, one more. Obviously, you guys have traveled a lot. in the past, but travel in this league, I mean, this isn't exactly a bus ride for you. So what's the travel been like for you so far through the first 12 games?
Yeah, we played 6 home games, 6 road games now in league play. This is the first time we're on the road basically for 2 games in 4 days, right? 3 games in 7 days. But travel, it is what it is. Like, listen, everybody's got to travel. There's going to be discrepancies when you have 16 teams and you're playing 20 games. I mean, there's just going to be for everybody. So it is what it is. You have to embrace it. Got to own it. I mean, we got in here last night about 7 o'clock or whatever, 2-hour time zone change. But I just don't. I've just never believed in that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you got to go out and compete, figure it out. You get to play college basketball, get to coach college basketball. What an amazing environment tonight. Right, with everything. It was a great spirited atmosphere in there. I thought our guys had a great look. Keanu had a great game. Our sophomores played really well. Keanu was really, really good. Keanu's a very good player. Brings a lot of different things to the table for us. It's a hard environment. And for a sophomore like that, and Jake Wallin, I thought had a really good game, and Miro played well. Like, that's exciting because it ain't easy winning here. I've been in this game for a long time. I think it's my 30th season, and for whatever reason, West Virginia is always kind of like, you turn the TV on. If you see that game, it's hard not to turn. It's hard to turn the channel because you could feel the atmosphere through the screen. And so it's my first time as a coach participating in a game in that arena. It's a cool vibe. Like, it's a special vibe in here, and you can feel that. So I'm proud of these young guys, proud of our team. We shot a lot of resolve. A lot of stuff wasn't necessarily going great. It wasn't going poorly, but that lead was at 12 for forever. It just felt like, we stuck with it. He had a big 3. I think so. I can't remember who else did. We cut it to 5, right? And we just couldn't finish the deal. And the margins in this league, like whoever was alluding to, there's some really high-level teams. There's a lot of teams in the middle, and it's kind of like you flip a coin. You got to play well on the road, certainly. You got to eliminate losing. And they just made a few more plays than us to come out on top. And so that's the story. And we just got to keep fighting, man. You can't, in this league, you talk about the travel and everything that goes with it. And this year, for the first time, 20 games in 10 weeks. It's hard because when you lose, it can be very, you can get down on your set. When you win, you can sometimes feel better, and you got to be on to the next, right? You got to be able to have a short memory, good or bad, and be ready to have a fighting spirit, 2 or 3 days later.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Katie.
All right, thank you, guys.